Well, good morning, y'all. Local artisans wanted. Okay, I am not a local artisan, but I'm hoping by the end of the morning here at Décor on a Dime, I will be. Because we were last here in April, and I learned a lot from Michelle. Michelle, good to see you again.
Nice to see you as well.
We were painting last time, and we were painting signs.
Yeah.
I still have that sign in our window for first responders.
That's great.
Thank you to all our first responders and frontline workers. And we were painting furniture.
Yeah.
Right? I think we did some side tables and stuff like that. We're doing the same thing, but onto cupboards.
Yes, yeah, we're advanced.
Yeah, so we had one thing for you to do in the first lockdown. Now that we're in the second lockdown, you're in the kitchen, you're looking at your cupboards and desk, I need a change.
Yeah.
And I always thought with cupboards, it's kind of a tough thing to do, but you don't think so?
No, it's not. I mean, you give up a weekend and you can do it. I did my entire kitchen in one weekend.
Okay. Because if you did hire somebody, it can get expensive for them to come in.
Yeah,
and do
I had a friend have it done. She spent between $4,000 and $5,000 on her kitchen, and you can get everything you need to do it for about $150.
Amazing. Okay, so what's the first kind of steps that we're doing? We've taken the doors off of these cupboards.
Yeah. So the very first thing is to make sure that it's clean. So I've got TSP here. So
what's TSP?
It's trisodium phosphate, but this one's actually TSP alternative. It's this product here. And it is phosphate free. It smells like water, so we'll just spray it on. I'll show you. Spray, other side.
Oh, there we go. Give me a little spray there.
Just spray it on and grab one of your rags there beside you.
Right.
And we're just going to give it a wipe. So
what's this doing?
You're cleaning off any grease, things like furniture polish, food, anything that can be on there. Sometimes you have hidden things that you don't even see.
Well, see,
so you just want to give it a quick wipe.
You're in the kitchen all the time and you're cleaning the cupboards or cleaning the counters, but cupboards aren't the things that you're wiping down all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of grime can get on them.
Yeah, and you'll notice there's no smell to this product. It just smells like water. So you just give your cupboards a quick wipe first with the TSP, and then the next step would be a light sanding. And really, we're going to use another product called Ultra Grip soon, but so you don't really have to sand, but it doesn't hurt just to give it a light scuff up. And you see, I'm not putting a lot of pressure. Giving it.
Is this mine here?
Yes. Yeah. So you're just giving.
Does it matter the type of sandpaper that you're using?
You want to use about a 220 grit, and you're just basically deglossing. So what I've done here on this door is enough. So you just want to degloss it and.
Because what would happen if we didn't do any of that and we're just starting to put paint on right on here?
I mean, the paint will stick to the dirt, but if the dirt comes off, then your paint's coming off with it. So a little bit of prep goes a long way. It's not a lot. You can see what we've done there, that quick cleaning, the scuffing up, and you're pretty much ready to start painting.
Because you kind of need this for the paint to kind of absorb into the...
it just needs some tooth for the paint to grab.
Into the cupboard itself.
Yeah.
I want to give a quick example, because this is something that you painted, Michelle. Okay. It has a real kind of rustic look to it. This is an option that you can be doing.
Yeah, did a bit of distressing on that one. But if you look inside the cabinet, actually, I can even show you inside a door. It was very dark.
That's the original color.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so you decided not to take the cupboards off on this?
Yeah, we just painted it. It's a display fixture in storage. And to be honest, I did my kitchen cupboards at home. I didn't do the insides either. I just did the outside, anywhere that you could see.
So it's kind of personal preference, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And actually, you did the hardware too.
Did the hardware as well, yeah.
It's right in, because if you have older cupboards and they're kind of grimy, it's almost best to kind of blend it in.
The hardware's expensive. By the time you know, just on handles, I spent about $350. So to get all the hinges as well, it adds up. So
how are you doing through all this? So people can get a hold of you and do curbside. Like obviously, the store is closed, right? Is that the best way to go?
We are closed, and we're doing curbside pickup. We either book appointments, or you can come in Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday between noon and 3. We're very flexible outside of those hours as well. I live just down the street. I can come in the evenings, on weekends, anytime.
Sweet. Okay, we'll take a break. Well, the next step is?
We're going to use the Ultra Grip.
We'll do the Ultra Grip, and then we'll do some painting and also give you some alternatives here at Décor on a Dime on the mountain in Hamilton on Morning Live. Back to Décor on a Dime here in Hamilton on the mountain, back with Michelle. What are you doing there, Michelle?
I'm applying what's called a resist. So I'm adding a little bit of wax, and then after I paint this, anywhere that I'm applying the paint, the wax isn't going to stick. So then I can scuff it back and have this type of a look.
Oh, so that's how you kind of get that distressed look a little bit.
Yeah. So before you even paint, you apply the wax first. And then it just makes the paint scuff off very easily.
How would that look in the kitchen?
I did mine. I love it.
Did you?
It's got like a French country kind of look to it. I did the same color and just a very light distress. Yeah. You can distress as much or as little as you want. And usually around the more high traffic areas, so around your handles, anywhere around these edges, just to highlight.
And does it have to be beeswax, or can it be any type of wax?
There's different types of wax that you can use, but the different waxes give you a different look.
Okay. If you missed the first segment, we're focused on cupboards. And a lot of people, we're in our kitchens a lot, right? Let's be honest. And you just need a change, and you're looking at the cupboards, and it gets expensive to replace the cupboards.
Exactly.
It's even expensive for somebody to come in and paint the cupboards, even if they could do that right
yes.
now. So you're saying the easiest thing is to paint them yourself.
Do it yourself, yeah.
Right?
You got nothing but time right now, right?
So we kind of did a little bit of sanding,
yeah.
right? Got that down. Next step after that is?
The next step is actually, it's called Ultra Grip, and I've already done that because this needs about 4 to 8 hours to dry.
So that's what it looks like there?
So it's basically resin. It's 100% industrial grade acrylic resin.
So you just use like a sponge like this?
You just dampen it. Okay. So it's just moist. It's not soaking wet. And you take your sponge and you just dip it in the Ultra Grip and you just apply it like that. You don't want to dab. You don't want to add texture. You just want to give it a quick coating, just like this all over. And try not to overwork the product because it'll start to dry, and then that's how you would start adding texture.
What's it doing?
It's giving the paint something to stick to, because this probably has some sort of a resistive coating. It's made to resist dirt and grease, grime. It could resist your paint as well. It'll just save you trouble on the other end if it does start to chip.
So it's sanding, then the Ultra Grip, and then the paint.
Yeah, now if you're painting a coffee table, you don't need the Ultra Grip. It's just some of these coatings are a little bit more tricky, so the Ultra Grip just makes it easier.
Okay, and then on to the paints. So
next is
let's
paint.
Do that. What color am I painting?
You're doing ash, and I'm doing champagne.
Okay.
So you just dip your brush. Yeah, or you can paint right from the bottle if you like as well.
Okay, I'm gonna pour this. Let's actually take a break, Michelle.
Okay.
And then, well, we can start painting, I guess.
All right.
And then when we come back, we'll get into the type of paint that we're using, and why this paint is great for painting something like cupboards. Return to Décor on a Dime on Morning Live. All right, let's paint. There's such satisfaction in painting.
There is, yeah, and just seeing the finished project too, going, wow, I did that.
Back here with Michelle at Décor on a Dime, and we're giving your kitchen a redo, or your kitchen cupboards a redo, by just painting them. What's the type of paint we're using here, Michelle?
We are using Fusion Mineral Paint. It is made in Toronto, and it's 0 VOC. You'll notice there's really not a smell. It's got a bit of an earthy smell to it. It's a great product, great coverage, very durable, and you can paint just about anything with it.
Can you use any type of paint on cupboards?
You can, but you might not get the finish that you want. It may not adhere as well. This has got resin right in it, so that's what makes it so durable. It's water resistant, so you can scrub it once it's cured. You have to give the paint a few weeks to cure before you really scrub. But yeah, it's great. It'll stick to just about anything.
How much paint should we be putting on the brush here?
So you don't want to have you want to work with your paint in about 30 seconds or so. So I painted down here first. If I was to go back down and try to brush this out, I'm going to start pulling on that. So you want to just have enough paint to give yourself about 30, 40 seconds to work with it.
Are you painting that again? Are you putting another coat, or
no?
Just one coat?
Just one coat.
Because what I tend to do here is I'm going over top of it again.
Yeah, so now you'll start pulling the paint, and that's a big mistake that a lot of people make. That's where you get your brush strokes. So you just want to leave it. Just trust it, let it dry, let it level out. It does self-level. And let it level out, let it dry, and then go back any of those areas that you feel like you need to fix. Do that with your next coat.
Should I all be going the same way too, right?
Just try to follow the grain.
Try and follow the grain.
Yeah. So in that section, you go that way.
That way. But then not leaving. Oh, okay, goodness. All right. Oh yeah, because that's already dry over in this.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, you'll start to pull it.
Oh no!
If you do get brush strokes, we can fix them. You can just give them a light wet sand after the paint is dry. So we'd use
Am I putting enough on there or not enough?
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Okay. How do you know what color to choose?
That's the hardest part of the painting is picking the color. We have 4 or 5 different whites to choose from, and sometimes people will agonize over the whites. But having a picture of your room, if you email us one, we can help you with it.
Yeah.
There's warm whites, there's cool whites.
This is the selection of all the different types of...
Yep. Yeah,
Like how many different colors do they have?
There's about 60 colors there, including the metallics. We have the metallics, the Tones for Tots line. There's the Lisa Marie Holmes collection. There's Michael Penny collection.
Okay, and this, like, what else can you be doing with this paint?
Well, we did the silk chair just over here. So that is, we painted half the chair. So you can see that was silk, and you can see there was watermarks.
You can paint a chair?
You can paint fabric.
And sit on that?
You can, yeah.
The paint won't come off or chip off?
That's been done a few years, and every customer's walked in and touched it and felt it. And we've had people do their fireplace brick. I've had people do brick houses outside. There's so many different things that you can do.
Is it expensive?
No, it's $23.99 for a pint, and you don't need the Ultra Grip with every project. It would just be your resistive coatings.
So you have a whole little package here?
There's a whole package, yeah. That's our kitchen cabinet package. That's $150, and you get enough paint to do most kitchens. You may need to pick up an extra pint, or you might have one left over, depending on the size. Also, depending on the colors and the coverage, different colors have different coverage.
Yeah. I'm almost done. You've been done for a long time. You've done this before, Michelle.
I've painted before, once or twice.
Let's take a break. And when we come back, hopefully this is dry. Hopefully I'm done. And then we'll kind of show off some different styles you can do as well when we return to
some different distressing and techniques.
Décor on a dime in Hamilton Mountain on Morning Live. All right, well, our cupboards are coming along nicely here at Décor on a Dime. Back with Michelle.
Hello.
What are you doing there, Michelle?
I am doing what's called a wet distress. So earlier we applied this beeswax, and anywhere that we put the beeswax, we've done a second coat of paint here as well. Now that the paint is dry, I'm taking wet sandpaper and I'm just lightly sanding the paint off, and it's just sitting over top of the beeswax.
So wherever that beeswax is, you're going to get the paint coming off.
Yes, so if I rub here, I didn't put beeswax there, that's not coming off, but here I did. And it just lifts it off to give it that kind of distressed, just a nice light distressed French country type of look.
The other half is only one coat, so you would need to put another coat on there.
Yes, and I wanted to show that because we often get phone calls, people that are doing the lighter colors, they see the first coat and it's hideous, it is. But then you get your second, sometimes even a third coat, depending on how thick you're applying the paint. And you see a huge difference from 1 to 2 coats.
Could you critique my painting abilities here, Michelle?
Yes, I can.
So here we go. Here's my cupboard that I did with this, what was the color of this?
That's ash.
Ash, okay. Yeah. How'd I do?
Not too bad. There's some brush strokes here, but we can address that. I can explain to you how to get those out. So what you would want to do is once your paint is dry, just lightly sand them out with that same sandpaper. I would do it dry, but you're still a little bit wet here, maybe just over here. It's more dry.
Here?
Just lightly scuff it back, and you'll just get rid of that texture.
And again, what's the sandpaper you would want to use?
That is 220 grit.
Okay.
And I would do 220 because we're doing another coat on there. If
we would want to put another coat on here.
I would, yeah. You can see little bits here. This one has the 2 coats
already. And again, you wouldn't want to just touch that up. You want to put a whole coat over top of the whole thing.
It depends on how much. I mean, if it's just one little spot and you wanted to just touch it up, you certainly could. Okay. But on that door, I think you need a second coat.
What's another thing we could do here?
So on this one, we're going to try what's called a glaze. So we have the...
I did not paint that, as you can see, because it's done really well. Okay, so
you're doing great.
This is a glaze.
So this is glaze. I've just poured out a little bit, and we're going to do about a 50-50, maybe a little bit less paint. So you're going to pour maybe about a teaspoon or 2 of paint in there. That's plenty.
Plenty, okay.
Yeah. And then just give it a stir. You can use stir it with your brush, actually.
Okay.
Okay. And you're going to paint your glaze all over.
Put that right over top.
All over top of everything, yeah. So we're doing a huge...
How much am I putting on here?
Just apply it to the whole thing.
Right. Okay.
And then you would normally let that sit a couple of minutes. You don't have to, though.
Just for time purposes?
Yeah, and I would get it into your edges there.
All in here?
Yeah, all the way around.
Okay, when this is done, are you sanding?
No, you're going to take just a lint-free rag, so you can grab one of those, a dry one.
Okay.
And you'll just wipe back all the excess.
So I'm going a little sloppy here. Is that fine?
Yeah. Let's leave. I'm going to mix a little bit more glaze into.
But for time purposes,
yeah.
so I would just
start wiping it back.
Wiping. Oh, you're taking all of that off.
You're taking it all off, but you just want it to sit. Like, see how it's sitting in the grain of the wood? You could have it sit just in your edges there. So you take all your excess away. So I wanted to do something really obvious so you could see it. You might want to do, say, like on this color here, we could mix a little bit of chocolate brown paint into the glaze. We actually have an antique and glaze that's pre-mixed. Okay. I like the clear because you can mix any color paint into it. You
have a whole kind of kitchen cabinet setup here, nice little package.
Yes, right? So in the package, you get all the different products. There are 2 different top coats. So we have either the clear tough coat or the natural stain and finishing oil. This one is for dark colors, this is for light colors. Okay, reach out, head to the website is the best way to get a hold of you. Decoronadime.ca. Wonderful. And just click shop and all the paint's there. You are keeping us busy in lockdown number 2, Michelle. Okay, thanks so much. Take it all.